Hello students, how are you all? I think this is our fourth lecture of chapter number 1 of class 10 science, that is chemical reaction and equation. In the previous lectures we have learnt about the physical change, chemical reaction, chemical equation, balancing the chemical equation, making the equation more informative. Then we have learnt about the different types of reaction. In the last lecture we have learnt about 3 different types of reaction, that was combination reaction, decomposition reaction and displacement reaction. So now we are going to learn in detail some of the edges of the combination reactions and the decomposition reactions and some of the most important combination reactions and decomposition reactions. But starting with the equation, how to make the equation more informative? First of all, for example, we have a chemical equation. When calcium oxide reacts with water, reacts with water, it forms calcium hydroxide. Clear? When calcium oxide reacts with water, it forms calcium hydroxide. This is quite a simple reaction. Now let us guess which type of reaction it is. There are 2 reactants and a single product. So it is a combination reaction. But how can we make this equation more informative? How can we add more information in the equation? So first of all, we need to write the states of each and every compound. Solid means S. If the calcium oxide is solid in state, then we have to write here S. If it is liquid in state, then we have to write L. If it is gaseous in state, then we have to write G. If it is aqueous solution, then we have to write AQ. Now, what do we mean by aqueous solution? Aqueous solution means the solution in which ions are present. Ions means the positively charged group of atoms or negatively charged group of atoms. Ca plus 2, O minus 2, CO3 minus 2, NH4 plus. These were the ions, plus ion, positive ions, negative ions, cations and ions, etc. If the compound is in the ion state, then it is known as aqueous solution. Or in simple form, you can write that the compound in which water is added. For example, NaCl. It is a common salt. It is present in each and every house. Clear? So we have a common salt in our home. It is solid in state. But as and when we add NaCl into water, then it converts the water into the salt solution. Then NaCl and water combines, mixes with each other and forms the NaCl solution. Here NaCl is in solid state, but here NaCl will be in aqueous state. Clear? Getting it? Here NaCl is in solid state, water is in liquid state, but NaCl is in aqueous state. Clear? Sure? Getting it? So how we can say that it is aqueous state? Because it gets dissolved in water. In the solution, for example, we have a glass of water. It is filled with water. As and we are adding NaCl, as and when the NaCl gets mixed with water, it gets divided into Na plus and Cl minus. So inside the water there will be positively charged ions and negatively charged ions. So and so it is known as aqueous solution. First NaCl was in solid state. When it gets mixed with liquid water, it becomes the NaCl solution, that is aqueous solution. Why? Now here NaCl is in Na plus and Cl minus, that is positively charged atoms and negatively charged atoms, that is positive ion and negative ions. So it is known as aqueous solution. In short, you have to write that if any substance is mixed with water, it forms the aqueous solution. Clear? Similarly, any liquid also can be mixed in the water. For example, we have HCl. It is already in the liquid state. HCl is in liquid state, but as and when we mixed it with water, it becomes the HCl solution, that is aqueous solution. Clear? Similarly, here calcium oxide is solid in state. Calcium oxide is solid in state, but when it reacts with water, it is liquid water, it forms calcium hydroxide solution, that will be in aqueous state. Here there was no chemical reaction taking place between NaCl and water, it remains NaCl. There is no chemical reaction between HCl and water, it remains HCl. But here calcium oxide reacts with water and forms calcium hydroxide. Calcium oxide reacts with water and forms calcium hydroxide. That is quite a simple thing. You have to remember that when calcium oxide reacts with water, it forms calcium hydroxide. Clear? Now how can we make the information more informative? Still, we have added the states: solid, liquid, gas, aqueous, anything. But how can we make it more informative? We have to write the name of each and every compound. It is calcium oxide. Calcium oxide. H2O means water. What is CaOH twice? It is calcium hydroxide. It is calcium hydroxide. Clear? Now, is there any release of heat or information? We have any information about the release of heat? It is a combination reaction. It is a combination reaction. In the last lecture we have learned, in most of the combination reaction, heat is released. Here also heat is released. So we will write plus heat, plus heat. Clear? Getting it? When calcium oxide reacts with water, it forms calcium hydroxide and releases heat. Do we need to balance a chemical equation? Here there is one calcium, two hydrogen, because OH twice, it means two oxygen and two hydrogen. Here also one oxygen in calcium oxide, one oxygen in water. Two oxygen, two hydrogen, one calcium. It means it is already a balanced chemical equation, so we don't need to balance. So there are few things that you need to remember. The first is state, the second one is balancing, another is name of compound, and other conditions. Clear? We know that what are the states of matter. We know how to balance the chemical equation. We know the name of the compounds. What are these other conditions? Other conditions means release of heat, absorption of heat. If heat is absorbed, it means we need to supply heat. For example, in decomposition reaction, CaCO3, calcium carbonate, when gets heated up, it gets converted into calcium oxide and carbon dioxide. Here we need to supply heat. So above the arrow we will write heat. See, this is the difference. Here it is with product plus heat. It means heat is released. Here heat is written above the arrow. So we can say that heat is absorbed. So that is decomposition reaction. Why? One reactant, two or more products. So it is decomposition reaction. What is the next step to make this equation more informative? We need to add the states. Calcium carbonate is solid in state. Calcium oxide is solid in state. Carbon dioxide is gaseous in state. What is the another thing? Calcium carbonate. Name of the compound. Calcium carbonate. This is calcium oxide. This is carbon dioxide. Clear? We need to balance one calcium, one carbon, 3 oxygen, 1 plus 2, 3 oxygen. So it is already balanced, no need to balance. Have we written the states of compound? Yes, we have written. Balancing, done. Name of the compound, done. Other conditions, yes, it is mentioned. So simple. Now the last thing we need to remember is evolution of gas. see here gas is evolved, carbon dioxide will be released, so we need to put a upward arrow which indicates that carbon dioxide is released. Why? Because gas is always released in the upward direction. Clear? It cannot go downwards as there is solid or liquid. In as solid as well as liquid, it will move in upward direction. So we will indicate upward arrow besides the gas as and when we are indicating the gas. As we are indicating gas, we will also indicate upward arrow that indicates that gas is released. Gas is released. Clear? Getting it? Quite simple. Clear? So here it is a combination reaction, it is a decomposition reaction, and we have written the combination reaction in detail. As well as each and every equation has minor information in it. It is solid in state, solid, gaseous in state, name of the compound, etc. conditions mentioned, balancing done. Then it is quite simple. Clear? This much information should be there in each and every equation. This much information should be there in each and every equation. In the previous lecture, we have learnt about the combination reaction. We have also written the few examples of the combination reaction. Clear? We have also written the few examples of the combination reaction. For example, C plus O2 CO2. We have also written this equation in the previous lecture. But we have not mentioned all the conditions of this equation. Clear? Even though you are writing the examples of the combination reaction, you have written the definition. How will you write? How will you explain the combination reaction? The first step will be definition. Clear? The second step will be equation. What was the equation? Those who don't remember, combination reactions means two or more reactants, single product. So we can write this: A plus B will give C. Product will be single. There are more than one reactants. Now the third thing will be examples. In examples, if you are only writing the first example, for example C plus O2, then it gives CO2. It is a combination reaction. Then it will not give you a full mark. It is correct, but it is not with all the conditions mentioned. You have to write that carbon is in solid in state, oxygen is in gaseous state, oxygen is in gaseous state, carbon dioxide is in gaseous state. C means carbon, O2 means oxygen, CO2 means carbon dioxide. So this all the conditions should be mentioned in the each and every equation. All the conditions should be mentioned in the each and every equation. Clear? Getting it? So yesterday we have written about few examples of combination reactions, few examples of the decomposition reactions, and the few examples of the displacement reactions. In each and every equation, each and every example, you have to mention each and every conditions. So now we know that we need to mention the different conditions. But the most important and the most difficult question in our mind going through is, how can we know that calcium oxide is solid in state? How can we know that calcium hydroxide is aqueous? How can we know that calcium carbonate is solid in state? How can we know that NaCl is solid? How can we know that HCl is liquid? Which compound is in which state? How can we remember? So it is quite simple. Just keep your focus here. It is quite simple. So we are going to divide the compounds as per their natural state. As per their natural state. For example, gases. For example, gases H2, N2, O2, Cl2. The compounds which are in the die state. The compounds which are in the die state, Cl2, O2, N2, H2, that are gaseous in state. So you have to always write G, 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 G. Getting it? Getting it? The compounds which are in the die state are always in gaseous state. H2, N2, O2, Cl2, F2, all of them are in gaseous state. F2, they are in the gaseous state. CO2, now it is not in die state, there are 3 atoms CO2, but now you have to apply the logic. you know that during the respiration oxygen is inhaled. What is released? Carbon dioxide. So obviously it will be the gas. Obviously it will be the gas. Clear? Now such compounds, non-metal oxides, carbon is a non-metal. Carbon is a non-metal and its oxide. What are the another non-metal oxide? Nitrogen is a non-metal and its compound with oxygen, NO2, NO3. Sulfur is a non-metal, SO2. Sulfur is a non-metal, another non-metal oxide, SO3. All of them are in gaseous state. So here also we have to write G, 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 G. Clear? When non-metal oxides are formed, they are gaseous in state. They are gaseous in state. If non-metals are gaseous, then their oxides means their compounds with oxygen. So if carbon is a non-metal, it compounds with oxygen is known as carbon dioxide, nitrogen dioxide, nitrogen trioxide because there are 3 oxygens, sulfur 2 oxygen, sulfur dioxide, sulfur trioxide. There is also a compound 1 carbon 1 oxygen, it is known as carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide. It is a compound with oxygen, so they are known as oxides, and all of the non-metal oxides are gaseous in state. Now what are the metals? Now what are the metals? Calcium, magnesium, aluminium, iron. These are the metals. We know the physical properties of the metals. Most of the metals are strong and solid in state. Exception, mercury. Mercury is an exception. But most of the metals are solid in state. So whenever we find a single metal, for example copper, then it will be solid in state. Iron, solid in state. Aluminium, solid in state. Magnesium, solid in state. Calcium, solid in state. Clear? Now the oxides of the metal, their compounds with oxygen, that is calcium oxide, magnesium oxide, aluminium oxide. See, the formula will be different. CaOMgO has the same formula, but Al2O3, Fe2O3, CuO. So these are the oxides. If the metals are in solid states, then their oxides will also be in the solid state. Clear? Their oxides will also be in the solid state. Clear? Getting it? Non-metals are generally in die state. They do not have a single atom. We cannot find a single nitrogen atom roaming around here and there in our atmosphere. There are always 2 atoms combined. It means it is a molecule. It is a molecule. If there is more than 1 atom, then it is known as molecule. So it is a molecule of hydrogen, molecule of nitrogen, molecule of oxygen, molecule of chlorine, molecule of carbon dioxide. So there are in the molecular form, and all of them are in gaseous state. Either they are the single element, or they are oxides, or they are in the form of oxides. They are gaseous in state. But the metallic atoms can exist in a single atomic form. So they are singular atom. Calcium is a single atom, magnesium, aluminium, iron, copper, they are in the solid state. They are in the solid state. Now the oxides of the metal, that is calcium, calcium oxide, magnesium, magnesium oxide, aluminium, aluminium oxide, iron, iron oxide, copper, copper oxide, all of them are in solid state. Now those who have learnt about how to write the formula, those who have seen the video that I have given the hint in the previous lectures, that you need to remember all the chemical formulas as per the chapter number 3 of class 9 science. Clear? Those who have not seen the video, please personally message me and learn how to write the formulas. If you don't know how to write the formulas, then there is no logic of balancing the chemical equation. Then you will not able to write a chemical equation correctly. Then how will you balance it correctly? If I have written here the wrong formula of calcium oxide, I have written CaO2, then it won't be balanced. It won't be balanced. There will not the possibility of balancing the chemical equation. There will not be the possibility of balancing a chemical equation. We won't be able to balance the chemical equation. Why? Because we have written the chemical formula in a wrong way. So if you don't know how to write the chemical formula, first learn about how to write a chemical formula. Still, those who don't know how to write a chemical formula, please message me. I will send you videos by which you can learn easily how to write a chemical formula. Now, we know that in that lecture I have given around 280 to 300 chemical formulas to write in the homework. Clear? And that was quite easy. It was a lengthy work, it was a hard work, but the work was somewhat easy as per me. So there are the 300 chemical formulas. Out of 300 chemical formulas, some of them here are written. For example, calcium oxide, oxides have been written. Now the remaining chemical formulas, only few to 10 to 15 chemical formulas will be of oxygen. Now the remaining all the chemical formulas, for example, Na2SO4, sodium sulfate, magnesium chloride, all of the other chemical formulas of sulfates, chlorines, any of the metals are always to be written in the aqueous state, are always to be written into the aqueous state. If you don't know what is the chemical state or what is the state of a chemical compound, then you can write it as aqueous, Obviously it will not be the correct in each and every time, but there are chances that most of the times all the compounds are aqueous in state. Clear? There are few exceptions, you have to remember few exceptions, but most of the chemical compounds are aqueous in state in the chemical equation. In the chemical equation, most of the compounds are aqueous in state. There are exceptions as written here. Here solid, calcium carbonate should not be written in the aqueous state. Why? Because it do not get dissolved in water, but most of the compounds get dissolved in water. That is also we have learnt in the class 9 chapter number 2. Water is a universal solvent. There was a line that water is a universal solvent. Solvent means which get dissolved in it, which is capable of dissolving anything into it. So water is a universal solvent, so most of the compounds get dissolved in water and thus form a aqueous solution. But some compounds, for example calcium carbonate, for example silicon dioxide, SiO2, that is sand particles, that do not get dissolved in water, so they remains in solid state. The things which get dissolved in water, for example sodium sulfate, magnesium chloride, copper sulfate, CuSO4, HCl, all of them are in aqueous state, So most of the compounds, out of 300 compounds that I have written in the how to write a chemical formula video, most of the compounds, more than 250 compounds are aqueous in state, can be written in aqueous in state. Clear? If they are oxides of metal oxides, then solid in state. If non-metallic oxides, then they are gaseous in state. If they are in dye state, H2, N2, O2, Cl2, then they are gaseous in state. If there is a single metallic atom, that is solid in state, they are solid in state. So you have to remember this, and you can make the chemical equation more informative by learning how to write a states of any compound. Clear? So in this manner each and every chemical equation should be written. Chemical equation, name of each and every compound, conditions, states, and lastly that is balancing the chemical equation. If all these 4 things are done correctly, then you will be able to get a full marks. Otherwise there are majority times chances that you will get will reduce your marks by half or 1 in each and every question in which chemical equations are involved. Clear? So write it down, note it down, and write each and every chemical equation from chapter number 1. Write each and every chemical equation from chapter number 1 and try to balance it, as well as try to write the states by your own. Clear? By your own. Now try to write it the states, either this compound will be solid, liquid or gas as per the information given here. Clear? As well as try to balance each and every chemical equation given in chapter number 1. There will be around 50 chemical equations. So that is your homework. Thank you very much.